What is going on, gamers? Fraz here, and today we have a video game tier list. Now, these aren't just any video games. These are the games that shaped our childhood and our teenage years. The ones that really brought out the gamer within us. Now, if you're excited for this, make sure to hit that like button, and if you need a little bit of encouragement to bring out the true gamer within you, then I hope you enjoy this trip down memory lane. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into the actual tier list itself, starting with the categories. So first we have the savior of video games. Now when I say the savior, it means that there is one singular game that is above the rest. Can you guess which one it is? You'll find out soon. Next we have timeless, which is simply said, a game that was good back then, a game that is good now, and a game that will be good in the future. This is just a gem, an untouchable gem in the video game industry. Next is a good time. I never had any bad thoughts about these video games whenever I played them. It's a great time. I enjoyed playing them. Would I play them right now? Depends, but nevertheless, it is a good time. Second to last here is the neutral feelings. Now this is something that I didn't really have amazing feelings for, but it wasn't that I had horrible feelings for. These games were very mid in my mindset. Last but not least, we have the bottom tier, which is we're playing that game. And everyone has those type of games. A lot of the times, and the same goes for me, these games are the ones that we're not good at. Now, of course, I'm a gamer all around, so I'm good at every game. But there are games that belong in this tier, and you all will see that soon. So let's go ahead and jump in, starting off with the first game, Pokemon. Now, Pokemon, 100% timeless. It is a classic game that I grew up on. I grew up on the cartoon, I grew up on the games. I'm a Gen 2er, which means that I love the gold, silver, and crystal games. Those were my favorite, 100%. Being able to kind of journey through a new land, but also go back to the original ones found in red and blue was an amazing experience for me. There's nothing more hype than walking up to that static legendary Pokemon like Mewtwo or Ho-Oh and all those guys and just saying, okay, it's time. I'm gonna catch this guy. He's the rarest one in this game. In Gen 2, one of the craziest things for me was running through the grass, doing just random things, and then one of the legendary dogs appeared. That was hype. That was hype. So Pokemon, timeless. Loved it back then, love it now. I will continue to be a Pokemon stan forever. Next up, we have Sonic the Hedgehog. Now I'm not a big Sonic the Hedgehog fan, you know? I never really played it that much because it didn't entice me, you know? I don't want to go fast, okay? So this one's gonna simply be in the neutral feelings. Sonic is a very neutral game to me. Next up, you can't really tell, but this one is Mario Tennis. Now, Mario Tennis, this one's rough. Because like, it was a great game and I played it so much, so I want to put it in timeless, but was it as comparable to like Pokemon? Oh man, I'm gonna put Mario Tennis in a good time. Now, I remember waking up every day playing on my grandma's inflatable bed with a Nintendo 64 out and just smacking the CPU around in Mario Tennis. I absolutely loved it. That's why this was a good time. It was a great time. It was an amazing time. But was it timeless? I don't know. Next up, we have Star Wars. Now, this can mean Legos, Battlefront, things like that. I did enjoy the Lego games. I love Battlefront. I'm gonna put this in a good time. It wasn't timeless, but it was a good time when I did play Star Wars. Next up is WWE. Now, I watched this show a lot as a kid. Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, I believe the two were the two names. I remember watching these with my mom back in the day, but I never really got into the actual video games themselves. So I'm gonna put this in neutral feeling. It's not horrible, but I wasn't, you know, overjoyed to play WWE. Mario Party. Now this is such a controversial one because the original Mario Parties were amazing. They were amazing. This was another one where I'd wake up, play on that inflatable bed for hours on the Nintendo 64, and it was just such a great time. I love the mini games. I love the board game concept. This, I'm gonna put it in timeless. The only thing I have to say with this is that the new Mario parties are not as good. They come nowhere near the original ones. I don't know if it's like timeless, but for my childhood, Mario Party, it was top tier, 100%. Now, Metroid, I never really played this game, so I'm just gonna put it in neutral feelings. I know Samus from Smash, but that's about it. Animal Crossing. This is also gonna be controversial because I did not really play it. I played a little bit of the new one, but I never really played the old one. I never really had an interest to play the old one. I'm gonna put this in neutral feeling as well, just because it never really stuck out to me. Legend of Zelda, yes sir. Timeless, 100%. Zelda, if you didn't grow up on Zelda, did you actually grow up? Or did you come to this earth already grown up? Zelda was great. Between the music, between the gameplay, everything like that, the adventure, it was an amazing game, and it will continue to be an amazing game. As you can see, they are still running Breath of the Wild. They have plans for a new Breath of the Wild. It'll forever be a favorite franchise in the eyes of many gamers. Oh, Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Oh my gosh, this was a good time. Not timeless, even though Tony Hawk is timeless. You can already see the map that I'm talking about. The one with the ramp, you start off on the top and it comes down with the ramp down. You got the water in the corner, the ramps everywhere. It was a good time. I was never a skater, but man, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was very much a good time. Super Mario 64. Now here's the thing, anything Mario, it's already default going to be near timeless because it has proven itself, not only to me, but to everyone in the gaming industry, that it is a timeless franchise. Super Mario 64, I want to put this in timeless, but I don't think I can. I'm gonna put it in a good time. It's not a dig against the game. It was a fun game. Kingdom Hearts. Now this one is tough because I never really played it. I've heard all the hype around it. There's no way I'm putting it in neutral feelings. This game for many is timeless. And I feel like even if I played it now, I would very much enjoy it just because of the storyline and everything like that. So I'm gonna put it in timeless. I know this is kind of sketchy because it's like, you've never played it, how would you know it's timeless? But like, it's literally coming to PC now in 2021. It is a timeless game. Pac-Man World. Now this was different from Pac-Man, obviously. This was kind of like a real life adventure game, puzzle game. I enjoyed this. This was a fun time. I remember playing it on the GameCube at my dad's house and I got frustrated at it a lot, but I also enjoyed it very much. Moving on to Ape Escape. Ape Escape, man. Do I have negative feelings toward this game? I don't think I do. I'm gonna put it in neutral feelings right now. And that's it. Moving on to Call of Duty. Now this is a timeless game. I love Call of Duty. I remember playing it on PlayStation. The storyline was great. Even for the first and second one, it was just cool to kind of work your way through Europe and kind of take on the missions and do all that stuff. It was kind of an introductory shooter game to me when I was a little bit younger. But yeah, no, Call of Duty was great. And to this day, I would still play it. I love campaigns. I've always said this to anyone, that if Call of Duty had movies in the form of their campaigns, I would watch them 100%. They're just so intriguing and I love them. Multiplayers, of course, super awesome. I remember playing Call of Duty Ghost all the time. People will always think of this franchise as controversial because they have such high expectations for it, but it doesn't mean that it's not a timeless game. Crash Bandicoot. This was a game that I never really played that much, but I know that there's a lot of hype around it. Got a little renewal, just like a couple other games. But this is a game I'm gonna put in a good time because I did enjoy playing it, but I never played it a lot to where I was like, oh, this is a timeless game. This kind of reminds me of like a Pac-Man World 2 and also Spyro, which I'm gonna also put in a good time because Spyro was a good time. I enjoyed Spyro. I feel like these three options right here all align with each other in the same tier. Grand Theft Auto. Now, I've never played this game as a kid. For childhood sakes, I'm gonna put it in neutral feelings. I feel like I definitely play it a little bit more now, but back then I never played it because I was a good kid. What? But yeah, I'm gonna put Grand Theft Auto neutral feelings. No hate. If you're if you're already typing a comment saying, hey, I loved Grand Theft Auto, delete it. You're fine. You're fine. Next up, we have a timeless for sure is Mario Kart 64. Mario Kart series in general. I do not like racing games, but this is the only exception, which actually, with that being said, let me go ahead and grab this. Need for Speed. I remember playing this back as a kid, but again, I do not like racing games. 95% of racing games will always go into, we're playing that game. So everyone welcome our first we're playing that game, Need for Speed. Again, racing games, just not my thing. The only exception to that is Mario Kart, and it's so much an exception that it's timeless. I've never seen anyone say, we're playing Mario Kart. I don't really want to play Mario Kart. No, everyone's like, I'm going to smash you in Mario Kart. This is a timeless game for anyone, honestly. Whether you're young, whether you're old, Mario Kart is a staple. Yu-Gi-Oh! I love this cartoon, man. This was such an amazing cartoon. I remember collecting cards. I had the little, oh my gosh, I had the little disc thing that you put on your wrist and it would have the things, you'd slip them in there. Oh my gosh, dude. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Was such a good franchise. As far as the game goes, I'm gonna put it in a good time. It wasn't anything special, and I think it's kind of hard to make it special because it's strictly a card game, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Was definitely a good game. I enjoyed it. 007 GoldenEye. This was a game I didn't play as much. Like I said, Call of Duty was kind of my first introduction to shooter games, but I'm gonna put this in a good time. I know a lot of people are gonna say this is a timeless game, but I'm gonna put it in a good time because it was an enjoyable game, but I did not play it that much as a kid. Simply for the nostalgic hype around GoldenEye, I'm gonna put it in a good time. Star Fox, never really played it. Also, I don't like games where you're in planes or you're flying helicopters or things like that. And so anything like Star Wars where you're fighting in space, I don't like that. I like the on-ground experience. I enjoy the memes of doing a barrel roll. Do a barrel roll! Star Fox was not my game. It just wasn't. Dr. Mario. This was a good time because I didn't even really play this game that much. It was mainly my grandma that would play it, and I would always watch her play it. It was the Mario version of Tetris, and I loved watching my grandma play it. Ooh, Final Fantasy. Now, this is a timeless series for a lot of people. For me, it's a good time. I never really dabbled too much in it, but I do know that there's so much hype around it that I'm gonna keep it in a good time because I know that I'd enjoy it as well. But for now, we'll leave it there. Fire Emblem. Oh man, oh man. I never really got into this game. I'm gonna put it in neutral feelings. Yeah, I don't know if there's really much else to say about that. Guitar Hero, this is going to be our second entry into we're playing that game. Now I know a lot of people are like, what? That's the ultimate multiplayer experience. My boys and I would hook up our guitars and rip it during the night. And I remember playing this a lot with friends and everything, but I was so bad at it. Anything with rhythm involved, it is not a game for me. So Guitar Hero, even though it is a good game, it is not my game, and every time someone's like, hey, you want to play Guitar Hero? I'm like, nope, I don't want to play that game. Halo is a timeless series. This kind of goes along with Call of Duty. I would say I rank Call of Duty just a little bit higher than Halo, but I think those two franchises are easily pretty connected when it comes down to shooter games. Obviously, they're different concepts, but both games were amazing. Whether you're playing with friends, whether you're playing the campaign, it was just a great time. Madden, this should be a timeless game because it is a consistent game and it has been going on for years and years and years, but I'm going to list it as a good time. Now, trust me, I played my allotment of hours into this game. I remember making new teams, drafting new teams, and doing things like that. But nowadays, I'm not as excited to play Madden as much as I am other games. Madden is very close to being timeless for me. Next up, we have Club Penguin. Now, I know you guys are already freaking out. You're like, this isn't a video game. This was an online experience. But it is the savior of video games. I mean, if you didn't play Club Penguin, you are probably in jail right now. I'm just kidding. Club Penguin was such a big part of my childhood. Oh my goodness. I remember buying the membership or getting my mom to buy the membership every single month. I remember going to the iceberg, pimping out my igloo and trying to advertise it in town square, going to the coffee shop, doing the pizza minigame to get some money so I can buy things for my igloo. Trying to get in the same server as Rockhopper was the most rare thing in the game. That man was a living legend, a celebrity of his time. Oh my gosh. And I remember actually seeing him one time, but it was super hard to get into his actual server because they were super crowded. But Club Penguin was amazing, dude. I can't tell you the amount of hours that I played Club Penguin, but yeah, it's the savior of video games. Rest in peace, man. I wish if it was still around, you best believe I'd be in one of those servers. This mainly is a meme, but it's not, because I loved Club Penguin. There was just so much to it, between the social aspect of actually interacting with other people, but also having mini games and earning money and making your igloo your own. But anyways, Mortal Kombat. I never really played Mortal Kombat. The only fighting game that I really found a love for was Smash. And we haven't even talked about Smash. I'm gonna go ahead and move Smash into Timeless. This game I will forever love. I've gotten too deep into it to where I love the technical side of it. I love most of the characters, and this will be a Timeless series for me forever. That being said, Mortal Kombat, it's a neutral feeling for me. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't like it to this day, but back then I just never played it. Next we have... I haven't eaten in years. Oh no. A Nintendog. It's okay. It's not a real dog. It's a Nintendog. He's fine, okay? He doesn't actually eat food or drink water. Nintendogs, I never actually spent a lot of time playing this game. I mean, I'm sure it was a good time, but I'm just gonna put it in neutral feelings. Last but not least is Spider-Man. Any of the Spider-Man video games, I remember them. I remember friends playing them. I remember me not enjoying them as much. Were they a good time? They were neutral to me. Doesn't mean I don't like Spider-Man now and like any of the MCU or any of that stuff. I don't have any hate towards Spider-Man. I love the movies. I love Spider-Verse. I love all that stuff. But as far as the video games go, I just didn't like them when I was a child. Now the newer games, they look kind of crazy and I'm sure they would be a good time, but I never played them. And that's why that's going to be in a neutral feeling. So there you have it, everyone. That is my current childhood video game tier list. Let me know your top 5 games down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit a like button so that it lets me know that you guys want to see more content like this, tier list reviews, things like that. Also, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you do not miss an upload, okay? It's very important. But with all that being said, that is it for me. I will see you gamers later. Hope you guys have a great day, and until next time, peace.